everybody? It's your boy Boxing Fanatico, and we're going to talk about this crazy, amazing, and somewhat controversial fight. What's up, everybody? Hold on, I got to get the comments up on here. What am I doing? I'm already slacking with this. Let me just hold up, because I got my man's Hashim here, and I got to show him that love. Hold on. Let's get this quick. Where is it? There we go. Gotta show my man's love. Here we go. Hashim, let's go, champ. What's going on, brother? Hold on. We got Adrian Dones in here. How you doing, Fanatico? Great fights this weekend. I had it 7-5 Loma, but it was a close fight. Tough to score some rounds. Tough to score some rounds is an understatement. Let's go. Rashid Wilson, not mad Haney got the decision, but I do believe judges shown a bias for the champ, especially with Moretti giving Haney round 10. That's crazy, though. A clear Loma round. Why not score swing rounds 10-10? That comes with the territory of what do judges care about in their subjective view of the boxing scoring criteria, which is effective aggression, defense, ring generalship, those are and punches landed, right? Those are the things that could mean so much, right? That could mean so much, or that could be so different to so many different people. Hashim 47, hope you're doing well, fam. What a great fight Saturday night. Absolutely. By the way, not a lot of people are talking about this, but Katie Taylor lost. She is no longer undefeated, which in my opinion, that makes Clarissa Shields the best female fighter hands down. Now there's not even a question. When it was a question, I think it makes her. Chantel Cameron came through and defeated Katie Taylor in a shocking decision. Not shocking because it was a robbery by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't. It was simply Chantel Cameron came to fight. It was a dirty back and forth kind of fight. It didn't look like Taylor was able to adjust to the attack. At one point, Chantel Cameron punched all the braids off of Katie Taylor's hair. Like she had like just normal hair. Like that's how much Chantel Cameron was landing punches on Katie Taylor. And unfortunately, when it was all said and done, Katie Taylor lost, but kudos to her. She's been giving these awesome, fantastic fights. I'd be remiss to not talk about the fact that her versus Amanda Serrano was one of the greatest fights that we've seen in recent times. So kudos to Katie Taylor. Her story is still a beautiful story. I love her story. It needs to be made into a biopic movie ASAP. 100%. But keep your head up, champ. And maybe they go for a rematch. You never know. She could get him in the next time. All right. I get, okay. Jay Lawson, I get not saying it's a robbery, but I think it's fair to say they got it wrong. I had Loma winning, and most Devin fought to a draw. But to me, I didn't see Haney winning. Okay. Sin City. What up, Fanatico? I don't know if I'd call it a robbery, but let's be honest. Loma clearly won the fight. See, I respect that, man. Just like Jay Lawson, right here. I respect that. Don't call it a robbery when it's a close fight. Because it's a close fight. By definition, it almost sounds like an oxymoron. It's a close fight, but he got robbed. In a sport that's so subjective. In a sport that's so opinionated in terms of it's not clear, cut, and dry like basketball. If the ball goes in the net, that's 2 points. If you shot before in front of the 3-point line, behind the 3-point line, it's 3 points. It's clear, it's cut, it's dry. If you make it to home base, you got a point if you're playing baseball. boxing is judged. It's not scored in the sense that, like whoever who punched somebody, that's one score. That it's judged. And then the person has to determine off of their perspective and obstructed views and no replay and no commentary in real time, what is the effective thing that's happening, who's the effective aggressor, the better defensive fighter, the better ring general. Like, they got to figure all that stuff out in real time, high speed. Like, it's not the easiest thing to do. And when a fight is close, man, that means anybody could win that fight. Granted, when I scored it for Lomachenko when I scored it. But what I care about, it might be not what these judges care about. So who knows? Those judges were very suspect. How is a 115, 113 suspect? I mean, two judges gave it 115, 113. Even if we argue and say Dave Moretti was suspect because he did that 10th round. If we take the 10th round away, it's still 115, 113. Even if we say Dave Moretti was suspect for giving all those rounds, clearly he had a bias. Let's take Dave Moretti out of it because he did the 116, 112. Let's take him out and take him out to the point where he makes it so that Loma wins. Loma still loses the fight because it would have been a majority decision because two judges gave it to Lomachenko. I mean, to Devin Haney. No matter how you slice it, even when people are like, you want to say it's not a robbery or whatever, but look at Dave Moretti's scorecard. Let's fix Dave Moretti's scorecard. Let's fix it. We fix it. Let's make it realistic. 115, 113, Devin Haney still wins because it was just the 10th round, right? Every other round, you could argue is a swing round. Other than 10 and 11, every other round to me is a swing round. Every single one of them. Every single one. There's some that I'll lean a little bit more to one guy over the other, but almost every single one is a swing round. So we take that and we could take him away even further. Let's make him not be a factor in the win. Let's make him say Loma won. The 115, 113 by both David Sutherland and Tim Cheatham gives Devin Haney the win. There's nothing we could do in the sense that to figure out ways to make Lomachenko win in that argument. So at the end of the day, it's still not a robbery. It might make you feel bad that somebody did 116, 112, but it ain't a robbery. It ain't a robbery. All right, hold up. Let's go. Let's get Hashim 47. Yes, I saw the fight too. Also a cracking fight. Yes, 100%. 100%. I had it 7-5 Haney, but I would have been happy with a draw. Devin stole some of the toss-up rounds by finishing out the last rounds strong. Really? I feel like that was more in reverse. I feel like Loma finished out the rounds pretty strong. Would tend to finish out those rounds pretty strong in comparison to what Devin Haney was doing. I think Devin Haney was doing consistent work. I think Lomachenko had good spurts and combinations and head punches, but I think that the last final rounds would usually be Lomachenko kind of taking it. All right, so we got Gamer D saying headshots over body shots in a fight. See, this is where the subjective nature of what a judge is looking for comes into play. If a judge is like, man, I love those body shots, what can you do? What can you do? Me, when I watch a fight, I don't look at the body punches so much in the sense of like, that scored. Like, that's part of the scoring thing. I look at body shots more like, okay, this is work to wear you down, but the main shots that should matter is the headshots, right? But sure, you could score if they're overwhelmingly doing it. Yeah, okay, we see they're landing, whatever. But I personally look at headshots more prestigiously than I look at body shots, because body shots are way easier to land than a headshot, right? The head moves, but the body doesn't. You get the head out the way in so many different ways. It's very difficult to get the body out the way. To get the body out the way, you either got to guard correctly or just completely move your body out the way, like literally step away or step like to the right, to the left, back. So that's why one of those reasons where there will be swing rounds, I would probably edge to Loma, is because Loma was just head shooting him, catching him to the head, clean, right? While Devin Haney was hitting him to the body, and that's fine. But in my opinion, you hit to the body for it to pay off later down the line. And a lot of people were saying that, oh man, that was so smart. His body work was so smart. He was so tactical with that body work. It paid off. I never saw it pay off. Even the round 12, the only thing that happened in round 12 was that Devin Haney fought hard in round 12. But it didn't change what, how Lomachenko was fighting. His best work were in the later rounds, 10 and 11. 11 being even later than 10 and being the best work, period, that he did in the entire fight. I don't think the body work did anything to him. Like, I 100% do not believe the body work did anything to, like, it wasn't smart. Like, it was smart, but it didn't pay off. Like it was a smart tactic. He noticed, and let's be, frank. He knows that Lomachenko has problems getting hit to the body. Lomachenko is not used to getting hit to the body because of the Olympics and the way that works, right? Whereas a point system, that's a point system. Even they could be, corrupt, but that's a point system. And they usually hit to the head. There's only 3 rounds you're trying to score, and that's it. Nobody's really focusing on draining your body for later rounds because there are no later rounds. So he's not used to that. He saw the Orlando Salido fight, and Devin Haney know. Like, all I got to do is work the body. This is going to make Lomachenko super uncomfortable. And that's what he did. Lomachenko was slightly uncomfortable, but it never drained Lomachenko's energy. It never drained Lomachenko's energy at all. All right, let's see. There were suspect because 2 of the judges were the same judges that scored. In the Tank fight. I remember that Garcia fight. In that round, that Tank knocked him down. Yeah, it was Tim Cheatham and Dave Moretti. Dave Moretti was the one that did the 10-10, which was mind-blowing. Not all body shots will put you down. Haney better run to 140 because he will get stopped by both Tank and Shakur. Ooh, that's crazy. I didn't mean the last round. I meant the last little bits of some of the middle rounds. Oh, okay. Got it. I felt like Loma was doing a better job of closing the rounds with combos and pressing the issue. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's bring it up here. Let's move over to this screen here. I think I have everything set up. Yeah, we got everything set up. All right. So let's look at this, right? Let's talk, let's see. This picture, in my opinion, and first of all, they be trying to get a dude, man. Like, that's why I can't be showing no videos whatsoever, man, because this thing is just like, they be annoying me up here. Like, I had to cut a big portion of my live stream, the last live stream I did on Friday when I was breaking down the fight, that I curated a video, put things in slow motion, just took snippets. They still hit a brother with a copyright. So, not a strike, but they still they forced me to take like a minute off of that video. So it sucks. So I'm not even gonna play that no more. You know what? We're doing pictures now. We're gonna do pictures. I'm gonna curate pictures. And hopefully they don't go, hey, listen, you can't use our pictures either. Because I feel like I'm being bullied by all these boxing like Showtime and DAZN and all these people. Anyways, I got you guys over here on the right. Let's see here. Okay, now let's take a look. I think this picture is a perfect example. This is a perfect encapsulated picture of the fight. We got Lomachenko hitting him with a more than likely swivel jab. We got Devin Haney hitting Lomachenko to the body. A perfect snapshot of the entire fight. Because that's the fight right there. That's the fight right there. The fight is Devin Haney was relentless to the body. So much so that around 50% of all his punches landed were to the body. Around 50 or so percent. And almost all the punches landed by Lomachenko, like I want to say 90% from the CompuBox, was to the head. And visually speaking, because I know CompuBox ain't super accurate all the time and, things are different, whatever. But visually speaking, it looked like Devin Haney was consistently always hitting the body, and Lomachenko was consistently always attacking the head. So, body punches were Haney's domain. Head punches were Lomachenko's domain. That's how we saw. That's how the fight went down. Now, I scored the fight, and I have the scoring here. By the way, I've watched the fight 3 times already. First time watched it with my friend. We had a blast. The fight was awesome. I hate the fact that it was a controversial decision, but I think it would have been a controversial decision no matter who would have won, right? If Lomachenko would have won, the Devin Haney fans would have said, "Oh, Devin Haney got robbed." And because Devin Haney won, the Lomachenko fans are saying that he got robbed. But let's take a look at this. I watched it the first time with my friend. Mentally didn't really was scoring it in real time. Sometimes I score in real time, but this time I didn't. I wanted to sit back and watch this fight because when I tell you guys that I was anticipating this fight and this is the biggest fight of the year. It's bittersweet to me that the fight is over. I kind of hate that feeling. It's like the fight was so big and it's like after 12 rounds, it just is over and there's nothing you could do. Like now it's just history. Now we just looking at pictures and videos and it's not happening live anymore. So yeah, anyways, that's besides the point. I just went on a weird side talk or whatever. Okay. Here we go. I watched it the second time, no sound. Turned the sound off, watched it because I didn't even agree with the commentating the first time I watched it. First time I watched it, I was like, what? I was scoring the first few rounds for Loma, and the 1, 2, 3 I was giving it to Loma. 4, 5, 6 I was giving it to Haney, but they had 1, 2, 3 for Haney and 4, 5, 6 for Lomachenko. It was completely flipped on my end. So I scored it again, and this is the score that I got. Loma versus Haney. So if I say... Yeah, well, here we go. Loma, I gave rounds 1, 2, and 3 to Loma. 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. 4, 5, 6, I gave it to Haney. 7 to Loma. 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 to Loma. 8 to Haney. 9 to Haney. 10 to Loma. 11 to Loma. And 12 to Loma. Giving a score of 115 to 113. Now, rounds... Other than the first round, I really think that the first round was also a somewhat clear round for Loma. But other than the first round, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all could be swing rounds and 12. They could all go either way. So here's one thing that I will say. I'll put a tweet out saying, and listen, one person you could see and you could look at and be like, yo, is this dude just saying that because he's a Haney fan or whatever? Is me. You could look at me. I've always said that when I do these things, I'm completely unbiased. When I analyze it, I'm unbiased. Do I have a bias? Yes, there's one. I'm a Shakur fan, right? Shakur is my favorite boxer. So I'm going to have that. But I'm always going to put that up front. You guys are going to know. And then I'm going to try to remove that whenever I'm doing analysis that involves Shakur Stevenson. But I'm not ever going to be fanboying when it comes to boxing. Never. So my analysis of Lomachenko is going to win, my prediction of Lomachenko is going to win, was purely analysis. I know people predict things based off of fanboyism. Oh, Lomachenko's going to win because he way better. He's the Matrix and he's going whatever. Fanboyism. Devin Haney going to win because he's going to work that jab. It could be fanboyism. It could be legitimate, but some people, a lot of people, especially in the YouTube community and YouTube boxing, is all about fanboyism, right? You got Team PBC, you got Team Top Rank, and Team PBC hate Team Top Rank. It's all about just groupthink, right? I don't do that here. That's why I have the luxury of just being honest. When people think that I'm not being, I have the luxury of being honest. That people wanted me to jump on this and quickly start saying, nah, this is a robbery. But I don't see close fights as robberies ever. It doesn't matter what fight it is. I never see them as robberies because they could go either way. And this fight, it reminds me of like Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. Like, the more you watch it, the closer the fight gets. Like, it gets even closer the more you watch it. But here's the thing. When I say that this fight is not a robbery, it also works on the flip side. What do I mean that it works on the flip side? You can't also be like, yeah, you're right, it wasn't a robbery, and Devin Haney smoked him, cooked him. No. He did not. He could have easily lost the fight. Devin Haney, when people are like, yo, Devin Haney smoked him, that's also cap. That's as cap as saying the fight was a robbery. That's as cap as saying the fight was a robbery. Why? Because it was a close fight. So that means ain't nobody cooked nobody. That's what that means. And that it ain't a robbery. You could have, everybody that was watching the fight is lying. I'm telling you, everybody that's watching the fight or that watched the fight is lying. I'm saying it right now. If they was not at the edge of their seat when the scorecards was being read. Every single person, if they were like, oh, I knew, man, it was 9-3. The people are getting it confused with technical work and hitting the body and being smart. You're lying. My friend was with me. We was watching it. And yo, Poe, I see you, bro. I see you guys. My friend was with me and we was watching it. I was predicting Lomachenko was going to win. But as I'm watching the fight, I'm like, this is a crazy close fight. I got Lomachenko up. He had Devin Haney up. He cared more about the body shots, and he ain't really like the pitter-patter shots. Granted, he wanted Devin Haney to win, which is fine. Usually when you want somebody to win, you tend to give things the benefit of the doubt to the things that they do. But before the scorecards was read, he wasn't like, oh, he won. It's too easy. No, he was just like, yo, what's going to happen? And I'm just like, they about to say the new or like, no one knew. It was that close. But the moment they say, and still, that's when the cascade comes down. I knew it. It's easy. You could tell the way he was tactical and like the thing, he was focusing on his eyeballs, but then hitting him, and he was making things smart, and all of a sudden everybody like knew the fight was going to go to Devin Haney. It works on the flip side, guys. You can't like my comment, retweet my comment that it ain't a robbery, and then be like, he cooked him. It works on the flip side. Ain't nobody cooked nobody. Anyways, ran over. Let's go. Let's look at the fight real quick. This is a perfect picture. I think this is the best picture. It encapsulates the entire fight. Hold on, let me see what the grid line said. The only thing I don't agree on is the judges giving Haney the 10th round. Although apart from that, this definitely Haney won 115-113, a very close fight that could have even been a draw. Yeah, it could have been a draw. It could have been Lomachenko winning. It could have been Devin Haney winning. Easy. All right. What was happening? Devin Haney's body work was immaculate, right? Perfect. Very accurate. Landing really well. In my opinion, I don't really look at that as like, that's a point for him type thing. I look at that as that's work for later on so he can really pile on the attack and start getting him in the later half of the fight, right? So that stuff has to start, like getting him in the later half, that stuff has to start in the 7th, 8th, like the latest, right? I don't think it ever did that for Haney. Even though people are trying to say, oh, he was doing smart stuff or whatever, he was. This was a 100% smart tactic, an amazing game plan. It was displayed by Orlando Salido, even though people say, oh, he cheated because he was low blowing or whatever. Orlando Salido showed somewhat of a blueprint and a hole in Lomachenko's game, which is he's not used to that body work. If it's consistent, if it's nonstop, Loma's just not used to that body work. You might hit him 1 or 2 times or whatever, and then he got to, he gets over it. But if you're constantly trying to hit Loma in the head, that's when he thrives. If you're constantly hitting him to the body, it's very, very difficult for him. Now, Devin Haney did good body work against Lomachenko, especially when he was outside, like not close in. Like there was space for him to work, right? Because when Lomachenko was inside, it was different. But when he was on the outside a little bit and he could counter and he could hit the body from a good distance, he did good. As I said in my prediction, that Devin Haney is uncomfortable when things get close, when they're on the inside, while that's Loma's paradise right there when the fight is in close, right? Lomachenko was killing this dude with the 2-1, right? 2-1s was all over the place. He was hitting him with 2-1s like crazy. That's a 2 right there. That's him hitting him with the left straight. And he was doing some good damage. And because he was doing 2-1s, he was creating a swivel jab, which essentially, this is another thing that I heard a lot of people talking about was, but he's hitting him with a lot of jabs. But he's hitting him with a lot of swivel jabs. If you don't know what a swivel jab is, look it up. Swivel jab is almost basically a power shot. This is why he was popping his head back with jabs. It wasn't so much that the jab was mega stiff. It was that when you throw the 2 first, you turn your body. So you actually can torque your jab back almost like another straight. And Lomachenko does this all the time. So he's always like, back, 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 back. When he's doing that, he's hitting you with like, it feels like multiple power shots. It feels like power shot after power shot after power shot. So that's what Lomachenko was doing, right? Body work from Haney. Good distance control in spurts for Haney. Just like this. But when it was inside, it was not pretty for Haney. When they was inside, it was not pretty. When they had some distance, Haney was doing his thing. Boom, swivel. That's a swivel jab right there. He's coming in, he's turning, he's catching him. Look what he's doing to Devin Haney. It looks like he's hitting him with a power shot, but that's actually his jab shot. Right? Good body work from Haney. Swivel jab again by Lomachenko. Look what it does to Haney. So you can't look at a jab and say, oh, it's just a jab. A jab is not powerful. A jab is powerful if you do it in the way that Lomachenko does it, which is incredibly unique. He's one of very few people that do the 2-1 combination. And it helps him create angles, right? So he does 2-1 combinations all the time. So that's what he did. He was doing 2-1 combinations. Just looking. The body work is why Loma couldn't finish him in the 11. Love C Shorty, what's going on, brother? So Love C Shorty saying the body work is why Loma couldn't finish him. I don't think because the 11th, he was hitting Devin Haney like crazy. In the 11th, he was hitting him from pillar to post. Like, it was, Devin Haney looked like befuddled in there. Would I go as far as saying that he was hurt and like wobbly leg? No, but he definitely looked like he was like, whoa, what was going on? He started doing massive defensive moves as opposed to small defensive moves, and those wide defensive moves are super dangerous because it just puts you so out of position, and Lomachenko capitalizes on all of that stuff. So then you're forced to do even more crazier defensive moves, and then you're in even worse positions. So I think that if the body work was effective, Loma would not have ramped it up the way he did in 10 and 11. He wouldn't have. Because the body work was started from round 1. It was like, poof, like from round 1. The body work was there from round 1. You gonna tell me 10 and 11, he gonna have this amazing energy, especially the 11th, where in the 11th he was like, bah, 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 boom, 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 like just ODing on him. Swivel jab, two, doubled it up, bat, boom, like it was crazy. The dude, like this was probably from the 11th round. This looks 11th round-ish to me. Right? Boom, swivel jab again. Look at what it does. Look at what it does to Devin Haney. The swivel jab was on point all night. It was on point all night. Good work with Lomachenko on the inside, but at the end of the day, the man that got the hand raised was Devin Haney. Now let's look at the scorecards. These are the important scorecards here. Now, remember I said that I scored it. I have my scoring here. 10, the first 3 rounds for Loma, and then the subsequent rounds, like 4, 5, 6, I gave it to Haney. The scoring that was happening with ESPN or Top Rank or whatever, like Max Kellerman's score, when I was watching it, I'm like, what the heck? He got Devin Haney up the first 3 rounds? Like, I didn't see that. But, as I rewatched it, it could have swung a little bit. I think the first round was definitely Loma's. One thing that Loma did was he started off mad fast, like so fast that he threw me off. I didn't expect him to start off fast. I predicted that it would take him some time because he normally tries to, before he does those crazy offensive, tactical stepping and footwork and attack, he normally tries to wait to figure out, like, yo, let me see, what they'd like to do. And then he does it from there. But he started doing it immediately. Like, ding, 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 ding. Round 1, he was boop, 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 just started going, right? Granted, combinations, he threw 5, 3 of them was blocked. Maybe 1, like, skinned them. Another one landed good. Like, but that's still volume, right? It's still volume. Sometimes people look at it and be like, yo, yeah, he was doing all of that work, but guess what? He ain't land all of that. So what? It's still aggression. He's still pushing forward. He's still landing 2 after throwing 5, and he don't got to be so accurate. If it was just about accuracy, a person would just throw a right, straight right, land it, and be at 100% and just like make the person miss all these punches, but land some punches and miss. You can't look at it like, oh, he was more accurate. He was more efficient. That way you get, no. It's still effective aggression if you're throwing 5 and hitting 2 really good shots out of the 5 and you're not getting any reciprocation from your opponent. So it's still effective aggression because he's being aggressive and he's making you break down defensively, and he's landing 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 in certain points or whatever. So he still was doing his thing. Anyways, the judging by Dave Moretti and David Sutherland, and even to a smaller extent with Tim Cheatham, agreed with my assessment of the first few rounds, of those first 3 rounds, which is how I saw it. And then the subsequent rounds, they agree with my assessment there too. As you can see that they gave the majority of those, the 4, 5, and 6, I think by all 3, except Dave Moretti, gave 6 to Lomachenko. Now, this is the thing that makes me like not understand like the scoring, right? Why would you and I get it, it's subjective. There's a subjective nature to scoring. And I'm not saying this is robbery because I don't care about how he scored it. It could have gone either way. Even though Dave Moretti did the 116, 112, it could have gone either way. And there was so many swing rounds, it could still, this is the thing too with people. People forget that, so many swing rounds, it's like they want to see a numerical representation of the close fight. But what if Dave Moretti liked everything he was seeing from Devin Haney and all those swing rounds? It easily can make the fight 116, 112. Very easy if that's what he cares about, because there's too many swing rounds. Now, if there's clear rounds where it's round 1 was clearly Loma, round 2 was clearly Haney, round 3 was clearly Loma, then there's something different. But if it's all a bunch of swing rounds sandwiched into legitimate rounds or whatever, or clear rounds, a 116, 112 could still be a representation of a close fight, but just that the judge saw the work that Devin Haney did as more validated or more efficient or more for his criteria than what Lomachenko was doing. But this is one thing that throws me off. Unless this thing was done in error, this is one thing that throws me off. I scored the 6 for Devin Haney. A lot of people scored the 6 for Devin Haney. Both the judges to this man's right, Dave Moretti, scored the right to the right and left of Dave Moretti, scored the round 6 for Devin Haney. And I think ESPN scored round 6 for Devin Haney. Round 6 to me was a very clear, or the most clear Devin Haney round of all the rounds. Why in the world are you giving Lomachenko round 6 but not giving him 10? It just makes, like, unless there's an error here, what makes you go, ooh, you know what, 6, yup, this is Loma's. But 10, nah, that's what? Come on, 10, nah. 10 is the only, 10 and 11 are the only 2 rounds, in my opinion, that were like the click by daylight. The sun was out, shine right on top, perfect. There's no question. Every other round is like, hell, man, maybe the 6 is a clear Devin Haney, but even that is like a maybe the 6 is a clear Devin Haney round. The only time I could easily say, all right, there's no question here, because when we were watching the fight, me and my friend, and it's cool that my friend was watching it with me because it was just me and him, right? And his girlfriend, but it was just me and him essentially watching it and paying attention to it. And he wanted Devin Haney to win, right? And I predicted for Loma to win. So there's moments where I'm like, that's Devin Haney's round. And he's like, okay, yeah. And now I'm like, that's Lomachenko's round. And he's like, nah, it's just pitter-patter punches or whatever. So there's like times where we really agree, like round 6 or whatever. One round that he was like, yo, what the heck is going on? And the thing that I love is that before you see the scorecards, the true nature of what's going on in the mind of somebody watching the fight is there. Because they don't know what the scorecards are going to be. They don't know what the judges are going to say. So he's a Devin Haney fan, but his true nature is there. He's like round 10. Woo! That was definitely 100% Loma. Damn, what's going on? Devin Haney need to pick it up in 11. 11 came out. He's like, what the heck? This is crazy. He need to finish out strong because he just 10 and 11 was not his. But of course, once the scorecards come out, all of a sudden people start trying to figure out ways to make the 10th fit the narrative of like, oh, Dave Moretti was, he was being realistic or whatever. So I love watching like boxing with people because you get the true feelings of what they're seeing before the scorecard comes out. Because once the scorecards come out, people are going to do everything to fit to make the, their whatever narrative they want to make. There's people trying to say that Dave Moretti's scorecard is perfect, but I know for a fact that when they were watching it, they were at the edge of their seat before the scorecards were read. But I digress. My point is, what makes Dave Moretti give a round that virtually everyone thought Lomachenko lost, which is round 6, but then flip and in round 10 say, nah, he didn't do enough in round 10. He did enough in round 6 where virtually everyone thinks he lost, but he didn't do enough in round 10. It's just difficult. To me, it's just a difficult thing. Sorry, I was reading real quick. I wanted to find out what you guys were saying. I'm gonna be back to with you guys actually right now. My point is this. Before I end this, showing these scorecards and everything, it goes both ways. I've said it's not a robbery because it isn't. I'm true to the feelings that I had before the scorecards came out. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, this is in my benefit to say it's a robbery because I predicted Lomachenko and I want to be like, I was right. I don't care about that. I care more about like the true like nature of what happened. So when I'm watching it, I know I was in the edge of my seat before they came with the scorecards. And as he was saying, Dave Moretti scores at 116, 112. Tim Cheatham, 115, 113. David Sutherland, 115, 113. I'm like, and the new? I'm not like, yo, easy work by Lomachenko. I'm just like, and the new? And my friend is just like, yo, what's going to happen here, man? And once they said, and still, he jumped up. He was hype and everything. And, like, of course, right? Because you at the edge of your seat and all this stuff. But he know dang well that before they said that scorecard, he ain't know. He didn't know. And if you didn't know before the scorecard, that should tell you everything you need to know. Stop saying that he cooked Loma because he didn't. This is an easy rematch type looking fight. This is one of them super close fights that literally, as you watch it over and over and over again, when you think you had it, it feels like it gets closer and closer and closer. All right, now let's go ahead and pull back and start answering or talking to you guys. Let's go ahead and bring this back here. All right, let me look at the comment section. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of comments that I missed. I don't think there was a super chat in here, so don't have to prioritize those things. Let me move as further away as I can so that I could catch up as much as I can. So, okay. King Juice, by the way, what's going on, brother? What's up? I agree with King Juice in this assessment right here. I know he's probably talking. I'm gonna use context clues. I know he's probably talking about the body work wasn't really doing nothing. It didn't slow him down. He's right. The body work did not slow Loma down. I know people wanted to be like this moment where he used a smart tactic and the smart tactic worked out for him. But the reality is he used a smart tactic. It was doing well for him in the sense that it allowed him to win the fight because the judges looked at that and liked it. But it was risky in that respect because at the end of the day, it didn't actually slow Lomachenko down. Lomachenko, how you slow down if you're getting hit by the body shot from round 1, but then round 10 and 11 is your most explosive rounds? Body work don't work like that. It don't work like that. He should be getting less and less energy over time. The whole point of body work is so that by round 7-ish, you can start to do headshots because they can't really fight back because they're so tired. You've drained them so much. So you mean to tell me you drained him so much, but round 10, 11, he's going to explode? Round 12 was not because of the body work. Round 12 was because of Devin Haney. Devin Haney came out in round 12 after getting beat up in round 11 and 10 and said, I got to fight this round. If I don't fight this round, I'll lose this fight. He had that in his mind. I don't care what people say. Like, I posted the video, my video talking about it or whatever, because I gave him the 12. And people are trying to clown me. Oh, you gave Loma the 12? Yeah, because it was another swing round. You got persuaded by the fact that Loma was destroying him 10 and 11, and then the 12 became a swing round. Therefore, you see improvement in Haney after 10 and 11. So to your mind, you think Haney won that round clearly, right? And because judges did it, it validates you or whatever. I mean, Dave Moretti scored the 10th, right? So judges could give rounds to whoever they want. And he also scored the 6th for Lomachenko, but gave the 10th to Devin. So judges could do whatever they want. That don't mean nothing. That's their subjective view of that round. I don't know. What's that word? Nobody makes me, like, I don't look at other people's stuff and that's what happened. Like how I, he said that, so I'm going to do that too. And because a lot of people are saying that, I could confidently say, I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. I do my own thing. I rewatched it and scored it without even looking at the scorecard breakdown or nothing. Right? So hold on, let me get some seltzer water. Damn, I lost my train of thought when it came to what I was trying to break down. Anybody could remind me what I was saying before I went on a side tangent to explain? Basically, the gist of it is he didn't. It didn't really slow him down because Lomachenko ramped it up in the final rounds. And here we go. Round 12 was simply Devin Haney actually fighting his fight. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I got it back. They were like, hey, listen, how you think he won the 12? If Devin Haney said, if Lomachenko said he came out and soft in the 12, like he didn't really attack because he felt that he had the fight won. So he even said that he didn't go hard. It's like people are so selective with the things that they pluck out. It's like, oh, look, this is a receipt right here. The same press conference, they asked Devin Haney the same question. And guess what Devin Haney said in the 12, for the 12? Oh, what happened? So did you feel like you needed to come out strong in the 12 because the fight felt a little bit close? He said the same exact thing. Nah, I didn't feel like I needed to come out strong in the 12. I already knew we were winning the fight, so I didn't feel that I needed to do anything extra or whatever in the 12, which is a bold-faced lie because he came out super strong in the 12. If anybody was telling the truth in that respect, It could be Lomachenko. But they both said the same thing. So don't pick and choose the things you want to pick and choose and pretend it's a receipt, because it's not really a receipt when there's another receipt that like negates your receipt or makes your receipt null and void. You think that you bring in receipts because you're only taking something that puts that goes in line with your narrative. You're only taking something that goes in line with your narrative. It's not a receipt. I mean, it is a receipt, but there's other receipts that could negate that receipt. But y'all pretend like that receipt don't exist, right? So in my opinion, he was not slowed down by those body shots. The body shots worked because it scored for him. It didn't work because it slowed Lomachenko down. Because 10 and 11 clearly proved that Lomachenko was hot. He came out hot, flaming hot on that in 10 and 11. So, yes, was it a robbery? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not a robbery whatsoever. Not a robbery whatsoever. Could Loma have won that fight? Easily. And everybody who watched it, even the people that wanted Haney to win, and even Haney fans or whatever, they know. They know it's true. Because they know they were in the edge of their seats before the scorecards came out. But after the scorecards, they want to pretend, hey, man, I knew it. Look, I scored. Like, I knew because the way he was, you didn't know. Nobody knew. I scored it for Loma. My friend scored it for Devin Haney. And Devin Haney won. Right? I also don't subscribe to, like, how the outrage is always going to be louder than the people that are happy, right? So even if you put a poll out, for example, who won, Loma or Devin Haney, is going to be a massive outrage. So they're actually going to work hard to get their voice out there. So they're going to probably tap on polls quicker than Devin Haney fan who doesn't care because they're chilling. They won. They're not really being like online trying to push a narrative, because the narrative that they wanted to happen happened, right? So they're chilling. So people think that social media and what people say, that's the real look. People are saying this. People say things for so many different reasons, and certain groups of people would have agendas to be more incentivized to say something about a wrongdoing if they're angry about it, right? And the Lomachenko fans were angry about it, so they were gonna be the biggest voice that you hear. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it was not a robbery whatsoever. If you want to watch a robbery, right? And I always say this, if you want to watch a robbery, watch Pernell Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. That is a true robbery. The fight was a back and forth fight for like 3 rounds or 2. And then it was just Pernell Whitaker dismantling Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. And somehow they found it to be a draw. Somehow. But that's a robbery. This fight is not a robbery. A close fight can never be a robbery. All right. Let's take a look at this. Hold on. AP, whatever. Hold on. Yo, my boy just got home. What's good? What's going on, brother? Hold on. What's going on? And we got Mr. Adore here too. Damn, we got him all here. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Now, one thing that I will say is, do you guys think that there should be a rematch? Please understand that I know that some of you might say, no, you know what? I don't even want to create any bias in your minds. I'll say my piece about a rematch after you guys say it. After you guys tell me what y'all think. Do you guys think that there should be a rematch? Let me know. All right, we got Music Renown. Absolutely. Loma doesn't have much more time to become undisputed. Oh, so that's basing it off of Loma's priorities, not basing it off of Haney's priorities. 100% a rematch, but with Ukraine judge. That's like you're now swinging the pendulum all the way to like you're overcorrecting. If you make all judges like Ukrainian, like come on, man, it's not. American judging or judges is not. It's not the same exact thing. Like, okay, whatever. I hear your point. We had American judges. You want Ukrainian judges. I don't think that would be the right thing to do. Just different judges, I think, would be a little bit better. G from the 9. What's going on, brother? What's up, man? I feel like I used to be here back in the days. Yeah, rematch good for Loma. Bad for Haney. Okay. Yes, rematch. Okay. All right. A rematch would favor Loma and his team, in my opinion. Bill was in there just talking in the corner, LOL, so I won't even be mad if he moves on. Makes sense. I can understand Loma feeling he should get one, but as a fan, I'd rather have Devin move on to Tank or Shakur. Haney will probably move up. Possible. Ball Out Mixtape 5 just came in and threw a laughing emoji. Don't know what that means. Real question is, do you think Team Haney is going to give Loma the rematch he deserves? Yeah, okay. That's a good thing. I think Loma's proven himself and should go down to 130 after having such a good fight with the 135 Undisputed Champion. I think he beats them all. Cordina too. Okay. It's been a minute, bro, but I'm OG. Used to get in all the time when you fight on us on Xbox. Yeah, I know. I'll be remembering you guys, bro. I'm telling you, if you come in part of this community, my brain, like, I'll be like, G from the 9, I remember this dude. Like Just Jay or It's Jay, I remember him too. Loma wins rematch with different races. We definitely need Shakur versus Haney, though, soon. Okay. Haney didn't have a good fight. There's improvements to make. Haney should show resilience in the 12th round. First of all, that 12th round to me was like, yo, Haney is built for this. Haney is built for this. See, this is the thing. It's so annoying when I talk about boxing because communities have become segmented. It's like nobody could say anything because then you're viewed as, oh, like, you like Devin Haney now. Like, what happened? Like, no, it's not about I like Devin Haney or I like Lomachenko. Like, if you're lying to yourself, if you're not like Devin Haney, as young as he is built for fighting elite fighters from just the way he came out in the 12th round. He could have mentally collapsed from 10 and 11, and it could have been a worse beating in the 12th. But he came back and said, no, I'm here. I want to win. I don't want to lose. So I'm going to fight in this final round. That's what he did. And it's so commendable. Like, you have to take your hat off to that stuff, but people don't want you to take your hat off. It's like, no, you wanted Loma to win. You got to be Team Loma and whatever. Like, no, man, I just like to see boxing, and I like every fighter. If they show me something, I like them. I'm not picking somebody for any type of agenda or nothing. I respect what Devin Haney did. And if he got the nod, he got the nod. Did I score for him? No. But that 12th round showed to me that Devin Haney is a really good elite fighter. Because to be honest with you, I didn't think he was elite until this fight. I think he could have been elite. He could have had that inside of him. But I didn't know until this fight. Beating Kambosos don't mean nothing. To me. Kambosos got kind of lucky with the whole way Teofimo was fighting him, with the wanting to knock him out and edged a fight off of Teofimo, and then fought Devin Haney and wasn't at Devin Haney's level. So Devin Haney became undisputed by fighting one person. I don't think that was a big deal. I also don't think, so the Linares fight and the Jojo Diaz fight, they're good fights, but I don't think that automatically puts you at a position of being elite. Him beating Lomachenko or having the fight he had with Lomachenko, that makes him elite. 100%. Okay, so here's my thoughts on the rematch. There ain't no more bigger money. There ain't no more bigger money out there than a rematch with Lomachenko. Like, if they really want to make money, because a lot of people don't buy pay-per-views and stuff because they think that, oh, this is all planned and people know, and they know that Devin Haney is better, or they know that Lomachenko is better. And people are like delusional like that. They rarely do people believe that there are true 50-50s. They think that somebody, he waited to get Loma old, so this is just a passing of the torch thing. They don't really think that these things are 50-50 because they think all of this stuff is posturing, right? But when they get in a fight and it's actually a 50-50 fight, through and through, like I said, before the fight happened, I said the Ryan versus Tank wasn't really a 50-50. We may have felt that it was a 50-50, but going into it, Tank showed this ain't no darn 50-50. I'm way better than this guy. This fight was a true 50-50 and showed itself to be a true 50-50. Now people know. Now there's outrage. Now there's this. Now there's people that there's so much energy inside of this now that if they do a rematch, it's going to do really big numbers. It's going to do really big numbers. Now, is he going to fight him again? I don't know. I mean, people have... Floyd Mayweather fought Maidana. The first time, it was a close fight. The second time, they did way bigger numbers. Way bigger numbers. And he fought him the second time because people thought he lost. And it was like Mayweather saw green. Oh, cool. So we don't got to look for another opponent. All we got to do is fight the guy we already fought. Easy. We're going to fight the guy we already fought. Devin Haney could do that. But the Maidana fight was not as close as this fight. Because the Maidana fight, Floyd figured him out after round 5. This one, it never looked like Devin Haney ever pulled away, right? It was a back and forth throughout the entire time. So maybe Devin Haney was like, yo, we got the nod. Like maybe secretly, internally, right? We got the nod. We got this in the record books, even if there's money there. And Devin Haney doesn't come off to me as a person that's like, yes, he wants money, but he doesn't come off to me as that I think money is his second priority. He looks like his number one priority is his legacy. That's the reason he signed the Top Rank and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, let me show you guys something real quick. This is kind of crazy. Now, I'm not trying to, this is not a conspiracy theory thing that I'm trying to do or anything like that. I'm not trying to do that at all. But look at this. Hold up. I'm going to move this so you guys can see it on screen. Let's see here. Let's move over to this. Not that. Let's take that off. Y'all seen this? This is Paulie Malignaggi, by the way. I don't care for what he says in the beginning of this. I care about what he said at the end of this. Because this was wild in the sense that I did not know this. And this is crazy. Let's take a look at what he says. Y'all ready? All right.
Listen, let's be honest.
Hold on. Once again, the stuff he gonna say in the beginning, it's whatever. I don't care about the stuff he says in the beginning. I don't get into that type of outside thing. I like to focus on the stuff that's actually happening. And if what he says at the end is true, that opens up a lot of different paths for what's going to happen with Devin Haney.
Listen, let's be honest. Right? Let's be frankly honest. Let's go there. Let's go where nobody wants to go. All right. The small percentage of people that still had Haney winning the fight and are happy that Haney got this decision are the ones that are happy the white guy lost. That's it. That's the small percentage of people. And
by the way, I don't agree with that. But let's continue. And this is the tidbit that he's going to talk about. This is the tidbit.
For you, I'll break it to you here. Bob re-signed Haney 2 nights before the fight. Okay?
No way.
2 nights before the fight.
That's crazy.
Bob re-signed Haney 2 nights before the fight. Bob re-signed Haney 2 nights before the fight. Now, I don't bring that up to create any type of conspiracy theories or whatever. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is I'm now curious as to what is in this contract. If he re-signed him, that's at least one more fight. Who else is he going to get to fight with Devin Haney? Now, the rematch is very possible. It's very possible. Or he can move up to 140 and fight somebody like the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor, right? So there's a lot of possibilities here, but also if it's multiple fight deals, it could be a Shakur Stevenson fight in there. There could be a Shakur Stevenson fight in there. He might not have that much leeway to not do the Loma rematch. He might not have that much leeway to not do the Loma rematch. He might say, hey, man, Bob, I don't think I should. And then Bob would be like, yo, look at the numbers that we could make, the projected numbers for the rematch. And there might be a rematch. There might be a rematch. We don't know for sure, but it is very possible because he re-signed. Now, I don't know how many fights he re-signed for. Is it another 3-fight contract? Is it a more long-term thing? I don't know. But that's smart on Devin Haney's part because his career really took off when he signed with Bob Arum. Like before he signed with Bob Arum, everybody he was with, his career was stagnant. He signed with Bob Arum, and that was the right move for him in terms of his popularity. Bob Arum does know, I mean, he fumbled with Terrence Crawford for some reason, but he does know how to make these guys stars, right? Shakur Stevenson is in the public eye. Devin Haney in the public eye. Teofimo in the public eye. Lomachenko in the public eye. Bob Arum is a really seasoned promoter. He's very good. And he took a Devin Haney that isn't a knockout fighter, that's a tactician, that's a smart boxer, and somehow made him marketable to the point where we are right now. I'm very curious to see these pay-per-view numbers because there was a lot of casual fans that came out of the woodworks to watch this. So I'm very curious if that reciprocated in numbers. Although it was difficult to get this pay-per-view because it wasn't on cable? I don't think so. You had to have ESPN Plus to order it from ESPN Plus. So I don't know. Haney should be high in the pound for pound list. Where do you think he ranks? I think Haney got to be in the top 3 somewhere because he beat Lomachenko. And he's undisputed. I think he got to be in the top 3 somewhere. Somewhere there. I haven't made an official list, but if I did, he'd probably be in the top 3 somewhere. Now, that's only because of his accomplishments. I still think he'll have a lot of trouble if he fights anybody like a Shakur Stevenson or a Tank. And maybe because of the results of this fight, Lomachenko gives him a little bit of a different fight, a little bit of a more aggressive fight in the next one. And he might have some trouble if he fights Lomachenko again. And also the black cloud of the fact that people think it's a robbery and all this stuff might also sway judges. So it's a little bit dangerous if he does it again. But I mean, Floyd Mayweather did his rematches, even though with Floyd, I think it was more of like, I already know how this good dude, like I already figured this dude out. I'll do the rematch just to appease you guys. With Haney, I don't think it's so much that. My man said he's not pound for pound at all, but he beat Lomachenko. A 35-year-old Lomachenko is not old. This is Lomachenko we talking about. Beat Gary Russell Jr., beat Guillermo Rigondeaux, beat Nicholas Walters, right? Beat Linares. No, you beat a Lomachenko at the tender age of 24 or whatever, or 25. You a pound for pound fighter. If Haney fight Loma again, he's going to stay on the outside all night. It'll be a different fight. But will that work? Because Loma is used to people trying to keep him on the outside. JoJo showed him. Yeah, he did, but he still edged out that fight. So you still get that win. Even if JoJo put, you know what I'm saying? It's not based off of did he have trouble with somebody? He had trouble with Loma, but he still won. Haney won't let him in. We'll see. I think that Loma's whole career has been getting on the inside when people are trying to keep him on the outside because his arms is usually shorter than everybody else. He's usually the shorter guy. All right, guys, we hit 5 minutes above. I went a little bit over because, you know, it's fun right now because it's the whole, you know, talking about this fight. The fight was amazing, guys. It was a beautiful fight. I hate that gets overshadowed by calling out, you know, a robbery when, in my opinion, it could have gone either way. I scored it for Loma. You may have scored it for Devin Haney or Loma or a draw. All of those things were valid. All of those things were valid. Because at the end of the day, a close fight can never be a robbery. It can never be a robbery. But remember, on the flip side, he also ain't cooking, right? So stop saying that too, because that's wrong also. He just got the nod, right? Luckily, the judges there like what they saw from Devin Haney, and they didn't really care so much for the stuff that they saw from Lomachenko. There's some questionable things like Dave Moretti giving Lomachenko the 6th, but not the 10th. I don't see a lot of people talking about the fact that he gave him the 6th. It's like, what did you see in the 6th? What that the 10th didn't give you plus and plus and more, right? So all those things always bring into question like the legitimacy of all that stuff. But at the end of the day, even if you threw away Dave Moretti's scorecard, Devin Haney wins 115-113 on both Tim Cheatham and David Sutherland. All right, so that's it. We out of here. This was fun. Loved it. We had a bunch of people in here. Please hit the like on your way out as we are growing this channel. And we need more, you know, like channels that just, like, I could predict this guy's going to win and give respect to this guy and be, like, real on that. There's very few channels out here when it comes to boxing. There's a lot of curated channels, top ranks, team PBC type channels, but there are not many channels that could just be full-blown honest with you guys, like we are here on Boxing Fanatico. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. Damn, you got the like up mad quick, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. But hit the subscribe too, man, because, you know, I go live sometimes and you might not know. Right? But anyways, I'll be live again on Wednesday, as we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much, guys. Had a blast on this one, breaking it down, talking about it. Man, this is like, I wish there wasn't that controversy, because this is what boxing is all about, man. An elite fight, high-level chess, high-speed chess, adjustments being made. They were fighting their fights. They both had a good game plan. They both were doing everything. Oh, man, it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Until the next one, guys, I will see you on Wednesday. Peace out.